Te whatalofa tu le whawhonganga le tino le tai au, ma te whatasi fo ima le pulenu o Porirua, Anita Baker, whapere sui pulenu ia Kylie Wihapi. Ia matu tatanon fo I taumanga o ngā ruenga a le Porirua City Council. Kia ora, talofa, welcome again, our final year, month this year.
Yes, talofa, last time of the year.
Yeah, Kylie.
Kia ora, talofa. Good to see you.
Yes, no, it's good. Man, the year just flies out.
Sure does. All of a sudden it's gone.
Yeah, well, for all the stuff that's thrown at your desk, and you deal with them, and all of a sudden now it's nearly Christmas.
Nearly Christmas, and we wind into 25 for our next government election. So, yeah, it'll be a long year.
Right. Oh, well, let's start having a look. Obviously, you've had several events during the year, but this time I guess people were looking forward to have some relaxing and type of activities and events.
They are, and there's quite a lot going on in the city. We've got our Christmas in the Park this Sunday. It starts at 3 o'clock. There's stalls down at Te Rapraha on the grass if it's fine, otherwise it's indoors. We're hoping for good weather with the food trucks there and the face painting, and the carols start from 5 o'clock with Nick Tinsley. So we're just telling people to bring their blankets and their chairs and their voices so they can sit down and sing. And it's always a good event. The kids, he has things for them and they get involved. So I always enjoy that. I'm going to be running from one church service to that and then to a different church service. There's an awful lot going on in the city at the moment.
You'll be sort of become spiritually fulfilled that evening.
A lot of carol singing.
O le vaenga le amata tol po kala me lu fa filo ita to malo falo ngi ni tai au pule no Porirua ya ni te peika ia me sui pule no ya Kylie Wihapi. Le hotel ten no fo ila tu rango la tu fo fanga mo kisimasi o le asosa ne la fu lima ile lima le fiafi ia la to pespesenga e fa I la to ile te raupara e mfai ona mo e foi fatsinga o mo wa no fa pene le fiafi e ma ta mafa me fa pena mo no fa na witi ya maniel ta o tulanga na yai le televo ia pespesenga e fa fonga yai ma pese Christmas carols. And your Pacific night market,
our last one for the year is this Friday. Obviously, 5:30 kick-off as per normal. And they're really well supported, I have to say, at the Cook Islands Hall in Cannons Creek. They've been awesome to work with. And Vanessa and her team have been highly organised, I have to say, with music and dance and everything else. I think this one will be a big one for them because the weather's meant to be fine. So suggest everyone gets along. I'm going to pop along about 5:30 and have a look. So yeah, just join in.
Yes, and then this is every Friday or?
No, it's once a month.
Once a month.
Yeah. So I'm not sure whether there's one in January, definitely February, but yeah, this will be the last one this year.
Ole tulangon maketi le I Porirua le fai le po le hola le atu koki ayalani. Ia ole po le asfari le ne le asful tolu le po muli le mo le tausanga. Ole mo watu e tai masina matatala le maketi. Ia nafta a whawa fo le tausanga fo a se wha mani e stemi. Pe yesi maketi mo le aso mon masino Januari ai pe o saunuanga Anita o le fatumulia I o telo o yo lato maketi e fai pos falili mo Pasifika ia mane o lo to telefo yo e falungu mai mo ya no e fai lato fatau mai na. They also provided opportunity for people or groups who have stalls.
They did. There's lots of different stalls, and you can do that.
Yeah, na maenga na e fo se fo fanga muluma na ya matata no station o le footballing no pe fi fa so stall in marketi mo le anga I motor sang fo. And you also have some other galas and markets during this period.
Yes, there's lots going on. Aotea College is hosting the Aotea Christmas Market this coming Saturday from 10 till 2. Lots of gifts, artwork, cards, I'd say baking, food. Everybody's welcome. So yeah, that's at Aotea College this weekend. The following weekend is... not the following weekend, in 2 weekends, there'll be a big stall or kind of gala market at Kura Street School. Anita and I went to this last year and we picked up some goodies, but also they sell a lot of plants and that kind of thing there as well. On the 19th is the Porirua Harbourside Christmas Market, and that's on Thursday the 19th of December.
Is that it? Where's it on?
That's
inside?
at Kaitahi, in Kaitahi at 20 Paramoana Street. So Kaitahi's the new building there. So that we've got that going as well on the 19th. We've covered the 22nd. And then, yes, that's pretty much it. So with the Kura Street one on the 22nd, it's a gold coin entry, and the proceeds go to the Wellington Free Ambulance. So that'll be a great one too.
People might think, well, that's a Wellington Free Ambulance. What's Porirua doing contributing?
We pay for that in our rates. We actually give them 25,000 out of the rates because their base is here. They support our people. So regionally, we all fund it.
Right. Yeah. And Kylie, please, this 19th of December, what's that event, sorry?
Sorry, it's the Harbourside Christmas Markets. Yeah. Sorry about that.
O vaenga ia lenta tanoi nei o Aotea College o le aso luasfulu sfulfa o le astonai nei i le va o le sefulu tae o mo le lua le auli e fo il whaatasinga ina e o le maketi whai fo ina anga i ni se fia mo se vaenga mai mua ma ta whao iai i o nai tele mo whai mea lofa on artworks le ta'u i o mo tu singa mo wata me whapena ia makats me atele au ele fitau ia mo alum whanau mai fo ta whao ina pe mo le avano sfulu tae au i le lua le astronai a sfulu whane on masina nei a o le aso sfulu iwa o le masina nei foi o nai e risi vaenga le haba o le na ta'u atu e whai e fo le whaatasinga i e mau e fo inisi o whaamurianga tau kisi masi mo ila tō i fia awai me whapene ia mata whaoe o le 20 Paramoana e eile le vaenga le lena ta'u ia mo le aso le aso se fulu maliwa o te sema au le sulu o te sema o Kura Street Park i Titai Bay e tele ai e si fo i o wha mai mo i tangata matamatai e whai e mo stores ia o lau e whai te mo whaatawai e mo whaatawai ia maana i e mawai fo ia tele au me whapene i e me mawai me ai me whapena wafole au ta whawhao ma a mesi tupulanga talavou ai o ila o lene ta ue whai le gold coin pe mia se sosoani a tala po le lua tala a le tupelea e ave sosoani le Wellington Free Ambulance le uta ue Anita e ele sao fanga ale pulenga no o Porirua e tu tonu whatupenga o le o nanga lea awa e tautua umai ata tō nei e le ngā tele Wellington o nei Porirua Malahat Valley i la tō taumwhainga ia o nai e tu ai ngā mea alofa whapena ia tele a me e whailoa tu e watu e lau whainga ruenga mo uto stem mo mua. Thank you for that. And then we have an international day.
Well, it was actually the Pacific International Day of Disabilities, and we had Louise Upston out. So Topher Gush organised that.
Right.
And I went along, and Henrietta Hudgren Tangaloa was our MC. She was awesome. She actually had us singing and dancing because, unlike most things Pacific, we ran ahead of time, which is most unusual. So we had a big community turnout, and it was really good. And Louise Upston spoke really well and agreed with the way that we're going with the Pacific Disability Action Plan. So it was a great celebration with government. So we thoroughly enjoyed it. They had Jaylon did the catering. I was expecting us to have Pacific food, but they had done local catering to support the locals. So it was a really good event, and it's nice to have government out.
When you succeeded with the time management, was it because of the MC?
The MC, and I think we all made shorter speeches, and we were, there were stalls there as well, so we got to go around the stalls and spend more time with them, but it was a great networking session. It was really good.
And what was the purpose of the gathering?
To support the plan for disabilities for Pacific.
Right. Yeah, because I'm glad that that's successful, because they've been having a bit of mix up, with the change of government. And
they have, but Minister Upston was good and she was on board. She even wore a floral top to say that she was with the community. So she was lovely.
Very good. O le vaenga le talanoa nei sa yele whatasinga nei Porirua, le Pacific International Day of Persons with Disabilities. O le whatasinga le sa yele le whionga ia tofa, so for le kosh, ia whatasi ma le lato Minister Louisa Upston. Le wala sa awa yele tato Porirua nei Porirua. Lana ia whamtaranga o teimu mo le wala sa whatasinga tele whapia. Sa on time, no knowing, sa mele umitele o le taimi ale tō mai whaile pol kalame i o le taimi whona nei ai. A o le whiwhianga o ielwa ainga le melen tupu le aso lea mo nai tangata tātou Sāmoa i mana onga whapitoa. I o le saso longa le le aso, ia mai whaptai e fo le i la tō le sa whatau taia, te peo le whionga i a tofa. Ia mese i Henrietta Hanken Tangaloa. I o la tōna le sa, ia masamane ia fo i pispisenga i le amatanga o le whatasinga lea. Ia atonu to inga whatasinga le whapea, a misia le time management, po le whaonganga o le taimi. Hone umite le pe uisi tōsoi lava, ia a le mana ia le taunua. I've just actually emphasized the fact about the nice time management. Yeah, because a lot of Pacific things they drag on and on. But now I know we must learn from the disabilities. The disabilities of disabled people know how to run events.
They do.
Okay, freedom camping.
Yes, so freedom camping, in other words, anyone that has a caravan or, I don't know, I guess a large van that they, can equip for sleeping in and that kind of thing. We need residents' opinions on whether you agree with it or you don't agree with it. So 6 sites have been identified across our city, including Ngāti Tō Domain, which has always been there. There's the Bedford Court car park, which is a new one, and all will be restricted to a maximum of 3 nights within a 30-day period. You can't really freedom camp anywhere else in Porirua. So just jump onto our website and check out the consultation page. We really do want feedback on this particular matter, because a lot of this is people's livelihoods, it's what they do. So
well, it's not just freedom camping, it means sleeping in cars as well.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's livelihoods. It's a safe place for them to park and go to sleep, really.
So what's happening at present? Is it anywhere?
I'll hand that on to the manager.
No, there are places at the moment. You could go into Mochiraka Point in Patanui, Ngāti Tō Domain, Brady's Bay. There's a number of places around the city. So they're just looking at changing a few of them. Iwi aren't that happy that Ngāti Tō is being used, so the sort of restriction has been down there as well. But the one in the east is the new one that people really need to put some feedback on.
Right. And this thing is, it's a free. They don't have to pay, or
no,
is there
it's
a
just
charge?
no charge.
The freedom part about it.
The whole idea
That's
is
why
there
it's
still
called.
has to be toilets there.
Right.
So there are at these sites.
Ole vaenga le vol fafonga auto amisi to ala papa o Porirua. Olo sa ili tau sa ili le pulenga no ia fina ngalo o to pelanga longoina le faonga o ia no fanga ni e paka ia ven po la to atu mamomoia. Ole ala baba ai ole aso se fulu ole masino February tau sanga fo. E fa muta ile tele ino le fina ngalo falia. E mawhai o na whaongale o penga o te whailangi o penga o sota inga a le pulenga nu Porirua. E tu o e fo sau whaamtalanga po se whaalielo fina ngalo. Ai e ono ia vaenga i o wawa e la to e la veela i a Ngāti Tō Domain o Bedford Court car park. Ia maisi vaenga i a ro i a ilunga le o meile lisilia. Ai whailoa tu tatu po kalabis tengi. Ia te tonu ai alulunga benga sota inga mo tau e fia whaali fina ngalo i olo o lisia ina ia Ia nai fia mo waiso fina ngalo pe talia e o tol wha ngā me wha pia. Mai free, i nei tangata fo I whio ai solo. O si rei a inga I e paka I nale ven ma moia ia. Ia e mo mia ia no whanga I e te pena vo I pule ngā nu. Te au nei ni whale ese pe o na whai lo I pule nu. Ia ma whai ina I e talia ngō fia tangata. A ia ni si no whanga ne le o talia le lato. Ia e mo mia ila le ngā lue whatasi I na ia mo le tonu. I te tasi. Ia o na whaonga ila ia o le tūlanga lea. So I'm just wondering, what happens if we come the 10th of February and people say, no, find somewhere else? Then the council like the other will have to look for somewhere else.
The council would have to move people on. So and that's when it's up for consultation. So they've just got to have their say before then, and that comes back to council.
This time of the year, everybody starts buying a supply of alcohol. And I see the next topic is local alcohol policy.
There is.
So
That's our next one. We're doing 3 lots of consultation over Christmas, which is giving people something to do. And that consultation's open till March, and it's on the laws around alcohol for our city. You'll see in Auckland, they've just changed theirs so that the supermarkets can't sell after 9. So we're looking at stronger rules around the CBD, Titahi Bay, Ranui, Cannons Creek, Elson and Takawahia. And it's whether we reduce the hours of operating or restrict the number of places that you can buy alcohol. It's really about striking a balance for what the hospitality businesses want and what people have, whether they can just go and get a wine, go for a picnic. And it's about public safety and alcohol harm in our city. So it's all those things tied in. So we're asking people, is there any changes they want? What do they want? These are the changes we've got to look at. Do they agree, disagree? So if they don't want to tick all the boxes, they can just send a video in like they did for our long-term plan.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't like, especially Pacific, we've noticed they prefer just put it on your phone, record it and send it in. It's easier.
Good. So I get all the people that are selling the thing will probably start lobbying against this.
Oh, bound to. You know, when if we put up changing the laws like they did in Auckland, the supermarkets really rallied against that. So, And the health professional will be very pleased with what the councils are doing. Well, I'm not sure. It's hard because it's the people that have the issue who you see around the bus stops in particular in the city centre. There's a couple there and they just drink all day. So how do you stop them? I'm not actually sure because they can legally buy and set times. Right. So it's a bit more, there's another thing around safety there.
Okay. Ole vaenga le au ngā telefoi mo la tō nei Porirua a tōnu mo tō o kilani o mo tō ia le ala le usu ia fo I taimi e whaatanga I ona whaatau ia Afamasaga I supermarket. Mo onuai au kilani ia isi whale la o whaasa e tālo le iwa le mwhai tō I whaatau ni Afamasaga. Ole pulenga na au kilani pulenga nu a le ua vai fo Porirua se la tō polisi e tai li mai nei la tō mo le langa I luma. E le lau a mata le consultation po le whiutanga I ngā autou e runga fo le o penga whatota I ngā alpulenga nui Porirua. E o atu le samasi no mati. Ia manei fo le anga I ei po whala putonga, po ainga taitasi, po tangata I tō tasi. Whaiso sao I le o leo sa ili po le ate whinangalo o autou. E vai fo ila I vaenga ia le tau mwhai I pe whaatanga le ino le awa I nisi o no whanga nei. E la le CPD ia o le tau vaenga le tonu a tonu lotoa I tonu Porirua I le taulanga. Ia e Matita Bay, o Ranui, Cannons Creek, Elston, Takapuahia. Ia o vaenga na o le tau wawa I e pe whasa, o ni tau wa e wai sangata le ono nofo mai nui awa. Ia o mea na le whasa a le whai aisi. O le la tau wai fo I swingo I tūla fo I mwhai whatau pe whai titia, po le ale le umi tau whatangai. Ia mea o manai mo mea so soani wai e whai mo whiana whai tonu ana pulenga anu, pea a mai whina ngalo whaadia o le atunu. Ina ia o whaatasi ngā ruenga I la tau le whai le vai tau o hospitality o whale ainga o whale ia e mau e fo ia mene o waina ma me whapena ia matusa ma tūlanga la ia pulenga anu a fufuanga. So everybody will enjoy this Christmas, and then next year they probably see a bit of a change after March. And animals, I guess it's time of the year to look after, especially the Kai folks, the times.
Yes.
And that's when the poor animals need some help.
Yeah, so the keeping, you're right, especially around November, December, Guy Fawkes is not, ideal for our animals. But this is more so the keeping of animals bylaw and the rules around keeping certain animals like cats, chickens, bees. So the consultation is open. We really want to know and hear from the public and what they think about general proposals of having our cats microchipped and desexed, but legally having to have them microchipped and desexed. So as you know, in Porirua, actually we have a huge problem regarding feral cats, and I'm pretty sure a lot of our listeners know at least one stray cat hanging around their house. The noise, the horrible noise at night, the fighting, the unwanted kittens that you find underneath your house. This is what we want to hear. I mean, in regards to the bylaws, how you keep a cat. You have to have it desexed and you have to have it microchipped. Also, there's no beehives will be allowed on properties under 500 metres square, assuming that's land.
It's because there's not enough food for them, so they have to have enough garden and plants to actually eat, say. And the problem on the small sections is they're going onto other people's property, and bees like going where there's water, so they follow one set pattern. And they will then go past set houses on the same route every day and drop bee poop on the windows, which is causing major problem because it is like concrete.
It is a thing. It's an actual thing.
It is real.
Bee poo is an issue.
So hence the
we
reason
need them to pollinate our flowers. They should be welcoming these bees around.
Yeah, but you've got to have the food if you have a beehive, so that's the difference. So yes, they can consult on that. But we're not telling people they have to microchip and desex their cat now. We're not. This is for cats going forward.
Okay. All these animal lovers will probably listen to this and say, what are they doing? Well, this is the opportunity for them to speak up.
Exactly.
Part of the consultation process.
Well, they're also looking at the way that people keep animals like chickens and things like that for eating. So, there's a certain way that you will need to keep them, Yeah.
And how do they check
things humanely?
How do they check their chicken they don't get this disease where they just killed off 160?
The bird flu.
Yes.
So that is another thing that MPI are working on, and that is something that they are looking at sending to councils. So it hasn't hit the table, but it would probably mean for councils, if there were dead birds there, we would have to remove them.
Yes.
Because you would have to be suited up, because birds do just die. But when there is a bird flu like this, so it's probably something in the new year we'll have to look at, and we will keep people up to date on.
Thank you. Ole vainga le matana no nei ole animal bylaw ia o whainga fo i o tūla whono e pui ia fo ia nei me ola ia pusi o taifau ia ma mo pi ia i tanga te whaila to pi hives po whamoe ngā pire mo le hani ia e rewa vai a whapela i titi lo whanua ia e sāne e whaisa o vainga ne wai o pi e mo mia me ai ia loinga le la o so i o tua oi ia pe o mena e le o talia le fo isi tua oi pe fo se pi hai vasis ia e te le fo no mo ia me ai e tausi ia pi ia me fo na loinga wai tanga te la o fai tio ia le la o mai fai se ini fina ngalo pola le fo fanga le al pulenga no ia ai tai li mai ni i fam tala ngai va to tom fo tuanga al mena le fai fo le yo o to la sos fulu fe pori tau sanga fo o whaamuta ile nis fo ile sa ile lingo fina ngalo loinga le te le avainga ia talanoa tu ni e alu le upenga sota inga po le te upenga te whailangi ala to ia na wawa e ele ia po a ia vainga ia mo umia so swani e fo ila maisi vainga ile whaingo le pui o le pisa o taimi fo ile la tatoa nga ine ia wawa ia fo ia amana ia i vainga na ia maisi mo pusi o le whawa i pia whaia ia le vaenga le upa petania T6 ia fo ina ia whamuta ile whai ona whanwhana wapusi I o lisi vaenga na o le vava i la to ina ia awaine I tele pus I fo I tele sa la fua solo I whanua maainga I toa o yoisi. Ia awaine I whai pe whaongale mele tau le microchip. I tu inga wha teknolosi tu tono le tina o le pusi o le pao lalo le pao le pusi. Ia o nei loa le pa asu la pusi pe siaki foi po le pusi lea. E whaingo fia ai. Ia this microchip, I mean, it's a big help to not only to track if you lose your cat, but also if discover whose cat is not being adhering to the rules and the bylaws, then you know who to contact.
Well, this is true as well.
Yeah, o le ngā nā me le sa idea isi le tau so e whaie me whapena I le vaenga lea. And waste. How's that being managed in Porirua?
Waste is an ongoing problem in our city, but this is a regional problem now because our tip is filling up, possibly by 2035. If the residents in Tawa had their way, they'd have it shut sooner than that. So we're looking at alternatives for actually the whole region, not just our city. They're talking about a new tip up near Martin, which is shipping your waste out of here. They're looking at biological treatments. So as a region, we have to work on this together. Silverstream's got a larger tip, but ours and Wellington's tip is not got a long life either. So it's something that we're going to come back to our community about next year because we're talking about bins as well. We had those in our long-term plan. So we have to relook at the future of waste for the whole region.
Perhaps the production of the food and stuff, how they produce food is minimize the waste.
Well, the compost puts out gases, so it's really hard. It's all ongoing.
And when you go to the supermarket, there's plenty of offers. So you
Plastic.
take all this with plastic and then it's a never-ending cycle.
It is a never-ending cycle. And recycling, because our glass is still going to the tip. So there's all those things we have to look at.
So it's 2035, that's when you think
Well, they're saying 2030. We're trying to get a consent to 2030. They're looking for 2035, but I think we'll probably only get it to 2030.
All right. O le vaenga le matano, le vaenga le la fo e la pisi I nei Porirua. E le taltununga, susuenga. Le Spicer landfill, me le la fo e la pisi temine. E o atu tau sanga luas furu tolu lima. E tu furu tau sanga o tu I tato. Wa tumu o so sisi me la fo e la pisi nei Porirua. O le ala wa matana wa vai Porirua po fe la fo e le fa pe ave Martin ne si Martin o Martin. Le la pisi dia. Ia loina la tau mau la tau tā fo. O vaenga na le fo tau wa ai fai lo fo le tunu te mini. Ia e fa dia fo fina lo ai mesi polan le o le fai ti la pisi le la fo. Ina ia fa nga ia teknolosi nga iluma ia mato inga e fo e va ai ma fai ti ia la pisi pe ia one I fa vetumu ia no fuanga ia la fo ia la pisi pe ona ia le fo fuanga le los fulu lo tolu lima le nga ilunga ia mana ia fo ia isi na idea ia so ne pulenga no Porirua ile tulanga le now water how's that coming
Yes,
along?
I just thought I'd give residents an update on that one and I'll let you be able to read it later. I really wanted to let residents know because I've seen there's a lot of misinformation on Facebook. We're preparing for a big change for the way our water services are owned, delivered and funded across the region. The government local water done well policy is driving reform and we all know that over many decades this hasn't worked well for Porirua or for the region. At the moment we have Porirua and Hutt signed up to this. Wellington City and Upper Hutt haven't signed yet, so we're waiting on that. Wellington Water's been in the news an awful lot lately and it's been rightly copping lots of flack for what's been done and what it's failed at. But it's only an extension of the council, so the council owns it and we haven't invested enough into Wellington Water for many years. We just never have the amount of money they need or request. So Wellington Water needs to spend tens of millions on a system to prepare for the new water entity. Their computer system that they have is non-existent. They've been using paper spreadsheets. It's just unbelievable. So over the next 18 months, we need to invest into that to actually stop the risk of the assets. And and our council won't borrow it. The money goes against the entity. So Porirua is required to pay our share of the interest, and that will go against the new entity. And so this actually is required for the entity, and it's the best thing to set up our water services for success going forward. And if we don't do it now, I struggle to believe that Wellington Water has been running on a paper system and that it hasn't come to the council table before. So these are things that people go, oh, you shouldn't be investing in. Actually, you couldn't run without your IT system. So it is something we have to invest in, but the debt won't stay on the council books. It does go to Wellington Water. And as regionally, we've got the lowest leaks in the region. We're down about 34 leaks on the public network, but on the private network is where our issue is. There's at least another 38 there sitting. So we're asking locals to fix those leaks. We really need them to look at their leaks and fix them, because they're aware they're there. We know where they are, but people aren't fixing them.
Is there an incentive for locals to fix the leaks, or is there a penalty if they don't fix the leak?
Well, the penalty is we're losing more water.
Yes.
So as a group, everything we save, these people are wasting. There is financial, they can get it fixed against their rates so that it can be paid off. So we do have processes like that.
Right.
But yeah, it's a tough one.
And Wellington and Upper Hutt, do you know?
Oh,
They're still trying to make up their mind.
Wellington don't know what they're doing, to be honest. They're talking about having two, so they're talking about taking stormwater out, which is not what we want and not what Upper Hutt wants. And Upper Hutt make their decision this week. Their mayor has been a very outspoken person against Wellington Water, but that's because he's never invested any money into Wellington Water. So that's why he's having large increases across the region. So it's Wellington Water is only as good as what we pay them. And we've all paid what our residents can afford. We need to pay 3 or 4 times more than we can afford.
And President Wellington Water looks after what regions?
The Wellington, Porirua, Upper Hutt, Lower Hutt and South Wairarapa.
Right.
But South Wairarapa have signalled they are pulling out, so they're not going into a new entity. So it's looking like 4 of us if Wellington and Upper Hutt do it.
Good luck.
It's a tough one because our residents can't afford to pay what's required to run the company because our infrastructure is so poor across the region.
Perhaps we should have had the 3 waters when the government takes ownership of
that would have been great.
Most definitely. We're not disagreeing with you. Yeah.
Ole vaenga le tatanoi te le alfa fitauli le whanonga tu le mo le vaenga le vai. Mo Porirua ele tino le ta ua whaptonga tau le Wellington Water. Ola tōna le whamoe i maa be ele le afo le lango pulenga nu. Ile teimi nei, o le lawe umai ata tō Wellington Porirua lo Hutt Upper Hutt ma Wairarapa. O le Wellington Water la o le vai na e whasosoa ma vai umata penanga tūlanga na. Almele le mo watu nei. O le whale tonu te mine i lalo o le hafo i o le fofanga le malo. Pe ele o manino mama popo i whala tonga nei tauna o whatasi. O le o esi ale mele wa loi wa rapa ia o Wellington ma apahate le o manino o te mine. Na o Porirua ma Lower Hutt o le o mautu. Ia alai whataltanoa mai fōringa mai. O Wellington, o haute e Wellington, I'm in Wellington, I'm not talking about our Wellington. E leo le leile a vo le mele o lo tupu ia mato i Wellington. E te lea alfa le tonu a tonu a ngā fo isi taltano le pule ngā nu Wellington e po le whapei. Ai o leo o maua te leo le whawhitau le ma le whatupenga. O le vaenga le Wellington Water ina ia mawhai e o na whanlea. I te tonu Wellington o leo maua atu. Ele o ye se financial o se computer system po se mere fa mai computer e fa ye fa mo bongo la tonga luenga tau wat i te iro se o siri mo tino on fa to ape o fa mtalanga la le mo ai fa me ta o spreadsheets e lo ingol excel spreadsheet le fa nga pa fa pe o le tonuna ai le fa nga le me ta fa I'm very familiar with Excel, so I know.
So am I.
I can't believe that you deal with this, all this. I mean, the computers came to this country, in the late 60s, early 70s. They should have computerized everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Al tūranga nā le So, Anita, what do you need from the community, or is this just for the information, or do you need some?
Well, I think it's the information. I think they just not to listen to the misinformation on Facebook. If they hear things and they say these people are writing up there that it's costing all this money and we shouldn't do it, they're getting the misinformation from people. And so if people aren't sure, pick the phone up and ring me and ask me, or send us an email. But there is so much misinformation on Facebook at the moment, and they're not people from the community here, they're people from other parts of the city.
Oh, yeah. O taimi nei, o le toi whamanino mai, tele i o le tau talo sele whea iso longo Facebook. Yeah, e te tau a o le whamei unu toi tau mata, e le ngā whatia a inga mena. Ia leo whamole atu vidi le pule ngā nua pai o le hae le sau. Ai ole muli isi tala wa o isi whaalinga i alulunga le Facebook e peo samloa ngā pule nua o tō. O tangata le novo i, e se tala i e whai mai matau mwhai e whaase se i tangata e na awana i whai ngōwhia le ngā duenga lo whai nei. Yeah, I'm just thinking, perhaps if you post on your site,
Yes, I'm going to do a video today, I think. Yeah.
That way the people will go there and hear and see the figures and then...
yeah.
Nei, o le vaenga nā lela tau whai fo le pule no le o te whautua ina mane pe atu lunga la tō penga whatailangi, te whailangi e whamtalanga moni e munu mera mena. A lela po e whaini e whamtalanga matu lunga ina ia manino ai. A maua lo whamtalanga o titilo nei lole le sao. Yeah, I'm putting a link on the page of the Sāmoa Capital Reader. When you do that, we'll link our page to yours, so that all our listeners will get to see that. Nice. That way we can get the information out to everybody that way. Oh well, it's very important we have good water.
Yep.
And then, is there a last thing to go there?
Yes, things to do in Porirua these holidays. You can go for a walk. We've got lots of amazing walks, and actually, if you
costs
check
no
out,
money if you go for a walk.
That's correct. It costs no money. It's
Gives
good
a
for
good
you.
health.
That's right.
Take a water bottle.
That's right. If you go onto our council Facebook page, actually they do really good write-ups about our walks. They do a walk a week up there. But just some examples as there's one around Pawatahanui Inlet, which is awesome. Te Utuai up towards Rangituhi, which is the Colonial Knob. There's a really good one as well in Battle Hill in Pawatahanui, which is Pai Kakariki Hill Road.
And you can camp up there.
It's a fabulous place. We've done it. I've done it.
Yeah. It's a great place for people to go.
Camp up
in
where?
Battle Hill.
Battle Hill.
Right.
It's an awesome place. It's packed on Saturday.
It's brilliant.
So you just have to check out the weather, make sure the weather is fine. And
there's showers and
well, even then, if you're in a good tent, you might be right.
and it's sheltered, yeah.
Okay, and is there a limit of how long a person can camp up there?
I don't know.
It's a Greater Wellington Park,
sure.
so there will be. But I know you can go for at least 2 because you can always do a weekend.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You go to the beach in Plimmerton. That's always a popular spot. It's very close to the fish and chip shop there and the local shops and the train station. Also Titahi Bay, there's a beach. You go to Adrenaline Forest, if you dare, if you like heights. Yes, Aotea Lagoon. Now they've done some really good stuff down that road there, so it's a little bit better. It's accessible now, isn't it? No road works going on along that road. Right. So Aotea Lagoon's looking great. And while you're at Aotea Lagoon, you could go to the Police College Museum, which is just up at the Police College.
Yes.
Yeah. Support our local restaurants, cafes, please, and businesses. That would be fabulous. If they're open, it's good. Some are actually having well-deserved breaks over the Christmas period as well. And I will leave for Anita to talk about the Women's Phoenix football games because you like those.
Well, that's the 21st of December, obviously, and then the 4th and the 19th of January and the 8th of February. So they're on at Porirua Park. But what I was going to say was our concert series has moved because Aotea Lagoon is shut. Okay. So 17th of January, 18th, 19th and 20th, we're at Adventure Park in Whitby. just for the adventure park. So there's plenty of parking there. It's by the Whitby shops, and we have the Blueprint 220. They're a band from Porirua, from the east. The concert, the Big Girls, and who's our last one? Sean Preston. So they're always good concerts. Plenty of parking. You can get the bus. The supermarket's just over the road, so it's quite a central place. It was the only other park that we could get to with the lagoon shut. So it'll just be just for this summer, those concert series, and they are 6 to 8.
Okay. Sorry, what was the other group, the local group?
220.
220. All right. Thank you. Well, you've got a lot of events happening. We started off with some of those things.
Well, those ones are all free too.
But all these other events. All right. Ole vaenga le Talanoaga nei ufufanga umai mo utou nei Porirua mo le tuanga le oe ni tatou. E momoa whaingofia na se walivali soli vaenga nei Porirua le peo na Talanoaga Kylie. I le si tongi malo si e oi mo te whala malo stino. Ia mawal ngalo le whangwai. E mwhaina e se walivali I le inlet. Ia pol vaenga le mai ngatai whale. O le te uti wai a ngā I rangi tuhi ia ma le Battle Hill. O le lan saunola ua me whaina I camp I le Battle Hill, so me whaina o whaatolo whale I e pa e fia si nā ma moe whole manoa e moe se ma le whale. Te whao I nā. E e fo le Plimerton o le Tealu Bay Beach ia mo to fia se sim ta fanga tele na nga I Wellington ai le mane fo I whanonga tu I mane ia to ta fanga I nei Porirua o le si vaenga I whaina asiasi le forest ia po ia me ia mo mai ia e tau pe me whapena ia e mo mai lungo le pengo suta inga la to ia vaenga nei o le vaenga fo le whai I le Porirua College I le museum Police College Museum e whai o nā ngai fo I alum whana olo I me matamata mai mua iai. Ia, vaenga nai, vanga I tele fo I whale inga auto I nei Porirua ia siasi e matamata le teimu tu o le tuanga. O tele fo I mo whawhia whalinga o lo whai tonu o le Pataka Museum e ma le splash pad. Ia, mo I la tau fo I whiwhia mesi alum whana o la I te ta alo fo I ma ta eli. Tele I o mea mo le au te lagoon. Ia atono nisi umalama in Mele Savali. Your Aotea Lagoon is quite popular. We've had a couple of picnics with my golfer.
Yeah, it's really great now because there's also the new exercise equipment in there.
Yeah, awesome.
And Malisi vaenga lea o le Phoenix le au Phoenix le tupao tamaitai. Ele au soka le nei leo whamotu ma le malai le I Porirua. Ia o le aso masino te sema, o le aso wha, le Tealu nei. O Malias Fuiva, au Januari, o le February, o le so Fuiva Januari, ala so valu February, o le whaita alonga nei. I was here when the game was on, when was it, the weekend, the Phoenix Women's.
Yes.
And I went out there to all these cars.
It's become a very popular place and they love playing out here, they get good crowds.
Yeah,
so it's always fun.
And it was good because they won.
They did.
Were you there?
No, I wasn't there. I had so many events. I did riding for the disabled, and we had lots on at the weekend.
Ladies, it's good to see we're wrapping up with all these things. You know, we obviously planned a lot of these events from the beginning. Now we're saying this is what's happening.
That's right.
Yeah, it's hard to believe we're at the end, but we do hope everyone has a relaxing Christmas and a good New Year, and that they can get into the council consultation if they're really bored and they've got nothing to do. We would like you to participate. I know it's a hard thing to ask for people to do consultation over Christmas, but you've got till the end of January for most of it. Some of it's the end of February, but I hope everyone gets to relax and just spend time with family and friends. It's not about gifts, it's actually about spending time together and having some food. It can just be a picnic in the park. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. I'm working down at the arena doing the Christmas Day down there that day, and I've got my four-month-old grandson coming. I haven't met him yet, so
from Australia, it's very exciting.
So he's arriving on Sunday night, so I'm excited.
That's your Christmas present.
So Anita's got a week off. We can't contact her for a whole week, please.
And Kylie, what you up to?
Staying put, in Wellington and Porirua, just going to, just enjoy it, I think. Enjoy being home. Go on some of these walks and things like that, you know.
I might try your beach. I've never been to these beaches that you mentioned here.
Oh,
I'll just
yes.
travel to Wellington and Golden Hut.
No, please come.
I will try this time.
Absolutely. You'll love it.
Okay, so thank you very much for sharing
Thank you.
all the information with your listeners in during this year, and I really enjoy our program
Yes.
together, talk or sharing this for the Porirua community, especially now that we're here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
it's
thank you to your
fantastic having
listeners.
you here.
Yeah.
Thank you to your listeners for listening to us.
Yeah. All the best for Christmas and New Year, and then we will record a message for you, a special message for our listeners.
Sure.
Thank you for that. Ia o tatou po kalamena mo fai fo into fatsia mo le ni tausanga mo fa fo anga tatou atunu i mani tele lava le fo wa fa tai atu mo fa fonga mai a misi tatou ni po ruo po kalamena ni tausanga mo fo system mo ia to fa fonga po kalamena ia te mi di ma fa so fa so fo